Hasn't it been a good, great, awesome, fun, and exciting 2 days for Black people in the Splatoon community? I know I've had a great time. And yeah, obviously I will be talking about it because like it affects me and I need to ensure my community that like you guys are welcome here. That is my priority. So background, I am a new content creator. I started streaming in January. I like I'm fresh, like the beef. But I literally have one video on my main YouTube channel, which I'm working on the next one. But that is to say, I'm a bit new here. So like, because I'm new here, and because like part of my intention for making this channel and trying to foster this community was because there aren't a lot of safe spaces for people like me. I wanted to make it clear from the get-go that this is a space for Black people. Like this is a space where Black people should hopefully, ideally, be able to feel affirmed and like secure and like that they actually belong here. Because you do belong here, despite the people who are going to make you feel like you don't. For some background, actually, if you don't know, the Splatoon World Champions said some racist bullshit, and I was super excited because this was, I think, if not the first time, one of the first times an American team has won Worlds, and I got so excited. Like I told everyone I knew who knew what Splatoon was. I was having a great time. I was like, yeah, look at those kids. They're going for it. They're doing cool shit. Hell yeah. And then oopsies. You want to call Black people monkeys and claim that you didn't know that was racist. How interesting. Well, don't love that. After work yesterday, I just mindlessly opened Twitter, mistake from the get-go, and lo and behold, oh, reminder that you're not welcome here in this Splatoon community. So it feels like shit. And a lot of people arguing that, like, oh, we should forgive them, all is forgiven. Don't speak to the Venn diagram between Splatoon enjoyers and people who regularly talk to Black people in their day-to-day life is two separate circles. Two separate circles, let's be real. And people are going to come online and criticize Black people for feeling weird about this. I would know because they have. Yeah, I want to make it abundantly clear from the beginning of my content creation that this space is for Black people. This space is for queer people. This space is for people of color in general. This place is for trans people, for disabled people. This is who I'm curating this space for. If like some white straight person feels like excluded or whatever, fine, then go find a community where you're accepted. There are hundreds of them. Then go hang out with the fucking jackpot racist bros. Do it. Because you're not welcome here. Like, genuinely, I'm not afraid to say racists and bigots, you're not welcome here. That shouldn't be a controversial statement, and it's not. That's such a yeah, thank you for the follow. I always get thrown off by my sound alerts, but yeah. My community is for Black people because I am Black people. Surprise! Oh my God, I'm also queer people. I'm also disabled people. And situations like this make me feel unwelcome throughout the Splatoon community and throughout the video game community. And this is exactly why we need spaces that are for us, that are targeted to bring us in, that we are the priority. Because let's be real, when are Black people the priority in this Splatoon community? It's usually just like, oh, something racist just happened. Let me tweet about it and call it a day. But you understand that this is our reality, right? Like, we live this every single day. We know when you're not a safe person because you've been bigoted towards Black people. We know when we're your only Black friend. We know that you go, like, hopping over to our pages to try to, like, confirm your confirmation bias. Like, haha, I said this thing and a Black person said I was mean about it. Do you agree? Like, we know. We know what you want to use us for. And it is being used. It's not really interacting with us. You see us as oh my God, they're these people that I don't know and they're so exotic and I don't know what their deal is. I'm gonna just like be weird about them. It's like, we're people. Think about how you're a person. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So, white people and straight people and abled people, this community is not curated for you. That's not to say you're not allowed here. If you find comfort and joy in this community, welcome. The more the merrier, and I'm happy that you're here. But this isn't specifically intended to make you guys comfortable, because you can be comfortable anywhere at any time. This is for the people who are forcibly removed from these communities because we feel unwelcome. So, like, I actively want bigots out of my community, and I have and will continue to do that by making them uncomfortable. Like, they're not allowed here. Simple. I'm not going to make one tweet that's like racism is bad and then call it a day. I'm instead constantly and consistently choosing to make bigots feel uncomfortable and unwelcome on purpose. Hello, thank you for the follow, and I will get distracted every single time it happens, I promise. Yeah, like, there's nothing I've done or said. If you watch back on my VODs, if you watch my like videos on my main channel or my side channel, you will know that I'm sorry. What was I even saying? I lost the plot. Oh my God, that was such a well-timed Vine boom. That was extremely funny. See, we have fun here. But bigots shouldn't and should leave. And I don't care. Like, if what I say and how I carry myself and how I curate my thank you for the follow as well, by the way. Have a great day. I hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, hopefully I can help with that and make your day a little bit brighter. But yeah, basically, how I curate this community, if that makes you uncomfortable, if it makes you uncomfortable to not be prioritized, maybe you should ask yourself, why am I uncomfortable about this? And have I made other people feel uncomfortable in the exact same way? Because, I mean, like, yesterday, not to be like, Twitter, but yesterday I did tweet, like, Black people, I hope you have a good day. White people, have the day you deserve. Have the day you deserve. If you are told to have the day that you deserve, and your immediate thought is, I am uncomfortable about this, and I need to prove that I'm one of the good ones, then maybe you should think about that. Maybe you should consider why you think that's a jab at you. Because, like, why do you feel the need to prove that you're not problematic? The answer may shock you. It might. It won't shock us, but it'll shock you. Like, have the day you deserve is not reverse racism. And if it is reverse racism is not a thing. I know. You hate hearing that. People can be mean to white people. People can be, like, excluding white people from their spaces. People can, like, tell a white people when they've got us fucked up. Tell a white person when they've got us fucked up. But, like, have the day you deserve does not make you get paid less. And it doesn't prevent you from getting hired in the first place. Like, have the day you deserve does not instill fear in you every time a loved one leaves the house because they might get killed by a cop. Have the day you deserve doesn't make you more likely to be incarcerated just because of your melanin. You know, have the day you deserve doesn't lower your life expectancy. It doesn't make you less seen in every form of media that there is. It doesn't call you a monkey or a hard R nigger. It doesn't create the circumstances that cause this issue in the first place. So if you personally feel targeted, think about why. Like, if the shoe fits, have the day you deserve means exactly that. Have the day that you deserve. And if you do, in fact, deserve a good day, the odds are you're not commenting about reverse racism on a Black person's post after racism has happened against Black people in that particular community. What a concept. And if you're overcompensating, like, oh, I do deserve a Black day, Jesus. I do deserve a good day because I am an ally to Black people. Look at me. Like, we see you, and we will probably block or mute you because we know you don't have Black friends. It's so obvious to us. Like, we know y'all, but y'all don't know us. Every piece of media has white people in it. Every piece of media that we've been seeing and hearing since we grew up. Black stuff is optional for y'all. You don't even have to learn Black history in classes anymore. Like, you can, that's an option. I used to be an architect in an architecture school. You know what history lessons we had? We had Italian architecture, we had English architecture, French. And that's basically it. Y'all see yourselves in everything because you can. We don't, but we do see you. So we know you, you don't know us. Remember that. And in the same vein, we are not here to educate you either. Like, surprise, I don't want to. I am here to play Splatoon and be silly and goofy and fun. Just like you are, probably. If you're in the Splatoon community, odds are you just want to play some Turf Wars or Salmon Run or Anarchy or X-Rank. Like, that's what I'm here for. And I'm here to spend time with people who also enjoy that and who don't make me feel othered because they don't say racist things. Point blank. Very, very easy. Like, I am not here to educate anyone because the Beehive, our little community, is not catered to white people. It's not catered to white fragility. It's not catered to white ignorance. I am curating this community based on the idea that everyone's already Black and knows what the fuck is going on. Because every other community is curated based on, we're the default. We're probably all white guys, so let's just not do anything. And then, lo and behold, somehow, whoa, Black people don't feel safe here, but we've been so anti-racist. If you do consider yourself to be an actual ally of Black people and of people of color as a whole, and I know most of my Twitch community is, and my Discord community, and my YouTube community, I know you guys, like, mostly are, but if you feel like you are a true ally, but the things that I have said have felt controversial or, like, offensive to you, you need to consider why. And you need to re-examine your racist tendencies. I know one thing, that white people hate being called racist, but Black people and people of color hate experiencing racism. So I guess we're both gonna be unhappy. Unfortunate. Go to some predominantly white community if you want to feel, like, safe and catered to. I am not the one. And stop wondering why Black people don't want to be your friends. Because you answered your own question. So have the day you deserve. Yeah, if there's never been a space for queer, Black, disabled, femme presenting, we get kicked out of every community, and anyone under those categories. It doesn't have to be people who, like, are carbon copies of me. Not everyone in the community is supposed to be a carbon copy of me, because that's not what diversity even is. I grew up in a diverse area. I have a very diverse group of friends, and it's great. I wish that translated into the online communities that I'm a part of. It doesn't, so therefore I have to forge my own path. You know, Black people have heard this since birth. Like, if there is not a space for you at the table, what do? You have your own damn dinner party. And some of y'all will not be invited to mine. You're just not included. Yeah. I'm not, like, you're not included. Like, think about how you exclude other people, and when it happens to you, suddenly there's a problem. Hello, thank you for the follow. I will address all of you followers more clearly after I finish ranting, because obviously like, I'm not gonna like, ooh, good vibes, let's all be positive, a situation that personally affects me and that I'm very angry about. And I am visibly angry about it and vocally angry about it because I need the other Black people who this affects to know that it's okay to be fucking mad. No one's giving us the right to, because then we become the angry Black people. We become the monkeys, right? Yeah, no. I'm fucking pissed off because this game that is my favorite game on the Nintendo Switch, the community surrounding that game hates us. It's not fun. Like, think about how you would feel being excluded from an online community if you're white. And think about how angry that would make you, and probably does. And think about, like, responding to a Black person's tweet with, reverse racism isn't the way to prove that this community... Yeah, imagine believing reverse racism exists, first of all. I'm not gonna positive vibes my way out of this. Like, you can't positive vibes your way out of racism. I'm not gonna sweep this under the positive vibes rug and only explicitly bring up racism when, like, something specific and big happens, right? No. Like, if you have ever seen any of my content, you know that I bring up racism as often as racism happens to me, which is very, very often, right? It's not like, and it's gonna get dismissed as drama is the other thing, for people who it doesn't affect, sure, maybe this is online drama, but it's not for me. It's my lived experience as a Black person living in the United States. Bringing up racism does not equate to participating in drama, because I'm not saying like, oh my God, did you hear that Jenny asked Chris out? Oh my God, but I thought Chris liked Stacy. That's drama. I'm not doing that. I'm doing stop being fucking racist, and Black people, you are welcome here, and white people, think for a minute about your words and actions. And then if you're fine, you're fine. And if you're not, think about why. If this is controversial, then fine, I'm controversial. It shouldn't be. Think about why you think that once again. But, like, this is why people end up not speaking up. Because, like, whenever we're like, hey, this is a weird fucking thing. Hey, maybe people shouldn't, like, I don't know, use the darkest skin tone character to look intimidating. Like, we get brushed off as, it's not that deep, or who cares, who gives a shit, like, no one's worried about this. And then in like 5 years, the same people will get screenshotted to death, just like Jackpot did, and then they'll say, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was racist at the time, or I'm sorry, I'm living, laughing, loving, learning. But meanwhile, rewind 5 years, you probably had Black people telling you, hey, stop it, that's fucked up, and you shut them down. So do you actually want to change, or are you scared of getting caught? I think I know the answer, but do you? Probably not. Like, probably not. It's online drama is one thing, and then actual systemic issues are another, and I am not going to minimize those systemic issues. I'm also not going to minimize myself. I've minimized and, like, policed myself and censored myself for my entire life because I've, unfortunately, been around white people my entire life. And being around white people makes you kind of do that, doesn't it? It does. So I'm not doing that. This is an online community that I am curating for myself, and because I don't have one, and for people like me because they don't have one. So why should I not be vocal about the things that specifically affect us? It's not drama. It's important, and no one's talking about it, so I might as well. If you want to see change happen, what, are you going to just sit there and wait for it? No, you're going to do something. I'm doing something. I don't want people to think this is just fine. For most of y'all, this is going to get swept under the rug in a week. Like, you're going to forget it happened until the next person gets called out. And then you're going to be like, haha, I'm going to make jokes about this. Haha, you are such a bitch. LOL. And not actually give a shit about the people it affects. It happens so often on a cycle. It's a loop. We see it all the time. And people only care when it's like famous people who have won worlds. Like, no. It happens to all of us. Like, we see it. We live. I got called the N-word for the first time when I was 6 years old by an adult grown man as a 6-year-old. You know? Like, I'm familiar with the concept. This has been my life my entire time. And if this is what characterizes me as a growing streamer, as a new creator, as controversial or too engaged with drama, so fucking be it. Like, if you feel unwelcome as a white person, great. Bye. Because the white people here know what fucking racism is. I'm not excluding people who don't suck. You know? Like, you're telling on yourself a lot with your outrage at, oh no, a black person doesn't worship me. Yeah, I don't. I won't. I never will. So, sorry. You know? You can't say, support black creators and uplift black voices, Black Lives Matter, hashtag whatever, post a black square on my Instagram in June 2020, just to turn around and say that a black person who is angry and upset about racism in a community is being dramatic and perpetuating racism by telling white people to shut up for once and listen. And by telling like white and non-black people as a whole to reflect on their thoughts and actions. That's not drama. That's just something that you personally do not want to hear. And that's not my problem. So, yeah, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I am muting and blocking and moving on. I will not engage with 12-year-olds whose prefrontal cortexes have not developed yet and who don't understand the intricacies of racism. Like I said, I was introduced to racism quite early due to, I don't know if you've noticed, but I happen to be black. Like, first thing out of the womb, I bet a doctor was like, damn, never mind, I'm gonna shut up there. But like, yeah, I know how this works. I've seen it, I've lived it. And for those who haven't seen it and lived it, I'm not gonna assume you know everything either. I don't think there's a point in assuming everybody knows everything. You can't assume everyone has had the same lived experience as you. So I'm not gonna yell at a 12-year-old on Twitter for not understanding the intricacies of racism, because that's a 12-year-old. I'm not gonna like start a fight with like somebody who's still on the slavery unit in history class, like just getting there. And I'm not gonna start an argument with somebody who's gonna be a brick wall. I'm not talking to a brick wall. I'm talking to people that can actually listen and hear me. And I'm not gonna waste my breath. Like, I don't feel the need to explain everything to you, because you're just gonna learn it later on in your life. You're gonna come back 5 to 10 years from now and write a notes app apology because you said something racist when you were 12 and you didn't listen to the black people who told you not to. And you're just gonna have to live that. You're just gonna have to learn, like, experience that failure in order to grow, because we're not gonna force it. We want our own thing. I just want to play my heavy edit splatling and my Hydra splatling and my splatlings. I like splatlings. I just want to play my silly little video games. I just want to enjoy my silly little community and send silly little memes, and then somebody has to put black people's names in their mouth. You know? Like, no. I'm muting and blocking you because I don't have the energy to argue, and it's not my job to. So, yeah. I mean, like, I think, like, the crux of this is just, like, don't idolize people in the first place. Like, human beings are always going to be fallible. Human beings are always going to say or think at least one thing that you wish they wouldn't. There's nobody who is going to agree on 100% of things with you. There's nobody who knows every problematic behavior. There's nobody who knows, like, oh my God, you have to avoid this, this, that, and that, and they are perfect about it. There's no one. Because guess what? We're human beings. Whoa! Human beings are fallible. Human beings are imperfect. Nobody is perfect, so you shouldn't put people on a pedestal. You probably shouldn't idolize that person you look up to because, oops, they will have said some homophobic slur back in 2013. Like, all you can do is be somebody that you would look up to, that you yourself would look up to. And actively listen to people who aren't like you. Actively learn from mistakes and from being called out. And don't get defensive when you're called out. Think, okay, I need to reconsider my frame of mind because clearly this has hurt someone. And think about why you're hurting someone. Don't put people on a pedestal, but talk to people and actually genuinely try to care about them. But like, you don't know who people are outside of the internet besides what they display online. Like, please don't idolize me. I am literally just some girl. And like, I'm a person. I'm sure that like I will make a mistake in the future, or I know I've made mistakes in the past. Come on, let's be real. And I mean, cancel culture bad, but like, think about like who you're hurting. Think about who you're affecting by saying certain things. Think about like if you're affecting yourself by saying certain things. Sometimes you don't realize it, but you're really harsh and mean to yourselves too. And like, I know I've had that issue in the past. As a kid, I had a lot of internalized racism that it took me years to get over. And there are still some mistakes that I'm positive that I am probably making. Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. If you feel that somebody's words or actions are specifically harming you and you don't want to engage with them, then don't engage with them. Don't feed a troll, you know? Like, if they're not going to listen, they're not going to listen, and it's not your job to change them. So, you know, I think I could talk in circles probably, but like, actually, I haven't looked at chat this entire time. Basically, what I'm getting at is Black people and people of color and disabled people, trans people, queer people, you guys are welcome here. This space is for people who have been kicked out of other spaces for bigoted reasons. And if you happen to not fall under those categories and still enjoy being in this community, you're also welcome here. Just don't be an asshole and listen when you need to listen. So, yeah, you will be, people in those marginalized groups you will be actively accommodated and appreciated here. You are the priority. And that's not common, I know, but you are the priority. So if there's anything, honestly, that I can do to help with accessibility, to help, like, just anything, you are a priority, and I want to prioritize you. Because no one else is gonna fucking do it. So yeah. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? When people of color do call out your racism, they do so because they have faith in your ability to change. So it would suck to go out of your way to prove them wrong, and often people do. But like, we don't assume that you're a villain because you don't know everything, every history and intricacy of racism. We just want you to learn and listen, and resistance to that is very telling. Like, we know what's going on. We know who you are, and we don't feel safe. And then, again, you can't just wonder why you don't have any Black friends if that's how you treat Black people. Yeah. So, you know, I'm done feeling isolated. I'm done feeling like I am an afterthought in the Splatoon community, in any community. So I made it for myself. I made myself a community, and I'm glad you guys are a part of it. I really am, because you guys know what the fuck is going on. And I hope you guys feel seen here. I hope you guys, like, feel prioritized and feel safe here, because this space is for you specifically. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I could talk in circles for like years. And yeah, you get it. Basically, don't be a fucking dick. The end. Anyways, who wants to play some Paper Mario?